Hello. Hi guys. Yeah, I think it's still on. Emily Socha from emilysocha.com, and I am here on this Sunday night coming at you with a couple announcements and a new topic to talk about. So announcement number one is that the group is still growing slowly and steadily. I actually just added a super short, super easy, like little recipe cookbook for easy weekday meals at the request of one of my awesome clients. So I threw together, honestly, it's the stuff that I eat on a regular basis. I love to cook, or I guess I should rather say experiment. I don't really cook per se. I kind of throw things together, but in doing so, create some awesome like conglomerations of things that actually end up tasting really good and being really healthy. So it's stuff that I eat on a regular basis. I love to experiment, but I don't like to spend a lot of time experimenting, if that makes sense. So all of the recipes that are in there are super short and easy, really quick to put together, perfect for the weekday when you don't have a bunch of time, but want to eat something tasty and satisfying and that you feel really good about after you're done eating. So I threw that in the group. So if you want access to that, come join us in the group. I would love to have you there. Eventually we'll get the conversation going and really just make it an awesome space to talk about all things health and fitness of both the mind and the body. So super excited about that. I am also, as I kind of hinted at last week, I am open and ready to take new clients. So I am so pumped about this program. It is unlike anything I've ever done before. If you've heard me in some of my other videos, I have dabbled around in the fitness world, so just the physical aspect, and then just the coaching aspect, so just sort of like the more mental aspect side of things, mental emotional side of things. And with this program, I am fully bringing everything together. So we are talking everything. If you want to up your game to really take yourself in your life and your career and physical aspects of your body and exercise and all that to the next level, then this program is for you. Absolutely. So I'll go into it in a little more detail at the end of the video, but I just wanted to throw it out there that I'm absolutely open for new clients, and I would love to speak with you. So we can jump on the call and we can make sure it's a good fit, because honestly, I don't want to work with you if it's not a good fit, right? It would be a waste of both of our time, and I'm not about that. So we'll jump on a call and we'll make sure that it's a good fit on both ends, and then we'll start the program, which is the most exciting part. Okay, so today I want to talk about processing, which is like a perfect transition, because that is all about what we do in the program, is really learn how to process your shit, essentially. The thought came to me, I have ideas like all the time. I literally have started carrying a notebook around with me to write down everything that I have, because these things just come to me. So I had this thought that if you've ever seen the show Hoarders on TLC, it kind of chronicles people who are actual hoarders. I mean, their homes are just filled, sometimes all the way up to the ceiling, with stuff. I mean, literally clothes and shoes and books and papers, and it's unreal. It's if you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. So the thought came to me that if you are not processing the stuff that has happened to you previously in your life, either in childhood or in more recent years, or both, and also the stuff that happens to you on a daily basis, then you are essentially submitting your application to become a hoarder, right? And I mean that in the best of ways, because really what happens is we are having experiences constantly, right? I mean, every single day when you live your life, you talk to people, you interact with people, you have memories, you think of things, especially if you're on a very active self-discovery journey, you remember things because you're journaling and you're meditating and you're thinking about it. And so stuff comes up. So if you don't have an effective way of processing that stuff, it is literally getting just like thrown into your brain, which might not seem like that big of a deal, except for when you freak out over something that you know you maybe don't need to be freaking out about, or you feel really bad about it afterwards. Or maybe something happens kind of unexpectedly, someone showed up, or plans got changed and something happened and now you're super, super emotional about it. Well, that's likely not because of just that thing that just happened. It's because all the stuff before then has been building up inside of you. And now that thing is the straw that broke the camel's back, so to say. So it's that last little thing that kind of trigger you into a very emotional response. But the reason why that happened is because of other stuff. And as much as I think that therapy is helpful, right? My take on things is that you don't actually need to be spending like years and years and years talking about your childhood and all of that. You just need to have a general awareness of it. You can definitely go deeper if you want to, but really just looking back and seeing where you came from, where you are coming from, because that stuff sticks with you. If you didn't see last week's video, I would definitely go back and watch it, because I talk all about that and how we form our beliefs and our perspectives, which impacts our day-to-day life. So it's good to have an understanding, right? And this is why, because if you don't, our ego, essentially, our body, our brain, is constantly trying to protect us, right? And one of the ways that it tries to protect us is by proving to ourselves that we're right. So like I mentioned in the video last week, I talked a lot about beliefs. And if I have the belief that making money is hard, I will constantly find situations where I'm proving myself correct, where I see, yep, money really is hard to make. It really is challenging. And those situations will just happen to come up, even though I might know of plenty of other people who are making significant sums of money quite easily, or maybe working far fewer hours than I am, or something to that extent. And so when I started to think about that, I thought about how it's constantly how we are perceiving things, right? So the brain takes in information and then we code it, essentially, or we give it a meaning, which makes all the difference in the world. And that meaning can either be positive and beneficial and moving us towards growth or progress or forward movement, or it can be negative and limiting and taking you backwards or into old ways, which oftentimes is the case because it's more comfortable and because we are creatures of comfort. And when things start to change, the like little critter brain starts to freak out and goes, no, I don't know what that is. I don't know what to do with that. So I'm going to go back to what I know, which can oftentimes be, like I said, old or limiting or small beliefs, or even destructive beliefs or habits and behaviors, which all kind of tie in, obviously, because the behaviors come from the habits, which come from the beliefs. So I wanted to give a little example with the alphabet, using the alphabet, right? So the alphabet is 26 letters, at least in the English language. And we have those letters and they're just there, right? But if you mix them up and you put them into certain orders, they form words. And then if you take those words and you put those words in certain orders, they form sentences, right? And you can go on and on and on, obviously paragraphs and then papers and books and all that. I'm not going to go that far. But if we think about from the simplest level of 26 letters and then mushing them together to find one word or another, giving the meaning to one word can make a hell of a lot difference from one to another, right? So some of the examples I came up with were this and shit, right? Same letters, 4 letters, mixed around in a different order, and one means this, right? And one means potentially could be a very bad word. When I was younger, I used to be like, shit. Like I was like terrified to even say it because I thought something was going to happen to me. Other ones that I came up with were desserts and stressed. So same thing, same letters in a different way. Mat and ATM, huge difference. Nuts, and that could even have a double meaning. I won't go into it, but hopefully you're getting what I'm saying. Nuts and stun. And then the last one was smile and limes, which is very different. So kind of a silly example just to demonstrate how the meaning that we give to something is actually the most important piece. And so if you have not found an effective way to process what is coming into you, to rearrange the letters of your alphabet, then you could be repeating negative patterns and habits and beliefs over and over and over again without really realizing it. And so it could be the difference between labeling something as this, which is fairly neutral and like not even effective, versus shit, which could be like a pretty big stun for some people, a lot of people, whatever. It's known in our society as a bad word, right? But that's only because we've given it that bad word, right? So that's yet another example. So that stuff is just really powerful because it's stuff that we don't really think about on a daily basis until something major happens. And then it's like, this sucks. Like, why am I doing this? Or why did that happen? Or why does this keep happening, right? That's a huge one. And it is because you believe a certain thing. And so you are behaving in a certain way, which is producing a certain result. This is oftentimes something that clients don't really want to hear because we very much want to blame other people. But you have ultimately the control throughout everything because you have the control in how you respond to things. So you always have the choice to walk away, to say no, to even if something has taken place, if an event has taken place, to find a different meaning for the event versus maybe just stewing in anger or regret or guilt or sadness, right? And again, I'm not saying that emotions aren't valid and certainly powerful, but it's all in the how we process them. So what the hell do you do about that? You come and work with me. Okay. So I have been in this realm for years, even before I started to do it professionally. I think in one of my past videos, I talked about how obsessed I was with self-help and self-development. And I used to sneak into Barnes & Noble and like hide myself in the self-help section so I could read all those books because I was just like obsessed with it. I thought it was so cool and so interesting. And now I certainly don't hide. I still do that. But I just stand in the aisleway of Barnes & Noble's or a bookstore and read those books because it's just so fascinating. So my job as a coach is to help you see where you are coming from and to see from a bird's eye view, right? So a larger perspective of what is going on for you, because oftentimes we can't see our blind spots, right? That's why they have those mirrors in cars, right? Same thing, rear view mirror and the side mirrors. And a lot of times what's important, people are like, well, can't I just talk to my friend or like a family member or something? You can, but one, they're not trained professionally to be able to guide you in a way that is of the utmost benefit to your highest good. And two, if they're super close to you, oftentimes they don't see your blind spots either, right? So it really takes the outside perspective of a professional to see those spaces that you're missing and want to change instead of just stewing in them or brewing over them or, oh, this sucks, and just kind of doing it over and over and over again, even though the same situation keeps coming up with different people or different experiences. So send me a message or I will put a link at the bottom and come talk to me. And like I said at the beginning, we'll jump on the phone and we'll see if it's a good fit, because I don't like to waste my time. I don't like to waste your time. I don't want you to waste your time. And it needs to be a good fit on both sides. And so we'll jump on the phone and we'll make sure that it's a good fit, and then we'll get started and we will work your magic, right? My job is to help you uncover all of your magic, to help you, like I said, with the alphabet, to be able to code the things that happen to you in a way that makes your life better and then allows you the space to be able to make new decisions so that you can continue on that path, on that journey of upwards and onwards instead of down into a spiral, right? Because I've gone in both directions and one is certainly better than the other. Feels better, at least. Even though lots of lessons came from the other direction. But yes, so come talk to me. Let's chat. I am so excited for this program, like I said, and can't wait to get on the phone with you guys. So leave me a message or send me a PM, or I'll leave the link and you can just apply directly through the link. All right. Good talking to you guys, and I'll see you next week, maybe even before that, because like I said, I keep having these ideas. So I think I'm just going to jump on whenever I have them. Okay. Talk soon.